What did you charge this man with?
Barratry.
Barratry?
Yes, sir.
Well, you know what that means?
Yes, sir. It's when a man deserts his ship or maybe sinks it on purpose. That's barratry.
Where did this happen?
Main Street, corner of 10th.
You mean to tell me a man sank a ship on the corner of Main Street and 10th?
No, sir. He was pulling a boat on a trailer and he couldn't get around the corner. So he just pushed it over to one side and left it.
Oh, come now, Danny. Why didn't you give him a ticket for obstructing traffic?
I couldn't, sir. He wasn't obstructing traffic.
Danny boy, I want to congratulate you. Because you're the first man in the history of the department ever to come up with a charge like this.
Thank you, sir.
That's all. Good morning, huh?
Morning, Lieutenant.
Would you believe it if I told you that officer arrested a man for committing barratry on Main Street?
No.
I didn't think you would. What can I do for you?
I'd like to talk to you about Duke Joyce.
Now, just a minute, huh? I've checked it out and it all fits tight. Look, I've stuck my neck out with you time and again. I've had it shoved back a few times, too. I'm not saying we haven't done some good, but no thanks on Duke Joyce. The evidence is all there. The DA feels you'll get an indictment, period.
You got time for a story?
No.
It happened 20 years ago to a rookie patrolman fresh out of the academy. He picked up a man for murder. The evidence was enough for a jury to convict. The man was executed.
Just a minute, Herb. You're talking about two different cases.
3 years later, the rookie was a detective. He walked into a building alone to pick up an armed gunman. Though fatally wounded, the gunman confessed to the killing for which an innocent man had been executed. The detective was no way responsible, but it affected his every move for 20 years. He'd rather quit his job than believe an innocent man might be convicted if he could do something about it. Then worse, this detective met a lawyer.
All right, now, wait a minute.
This lawyer had something in his craw, too. The feeling that while thousands of dollars were being spent to convict people, not very much money was being spent to prove them innocent. So, the two of them started to work together. They spent long hours on cases, and there was never a buck in it. Any sticking out of necks, wasted shoe leather, or sweat was a cheap price to pay for their inner satisfaction.
Let's go.
Joe?
Hey, Lieutenant.
Oh, hi, champ.
Hi.
Meet Herb Maris.
Hi, Mr. Maris.
How's Annabelle, by the way?
Well, she was picked up again for shoplifting.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I tell her, Annabelle, you gotta knock it off. What are the neighbors gonna say? Cops keep coming around all the time.
She won't listen?
With Annabelle, it's kind of like a sickness. And the thing she picks up, what do you think they nailed her for this time?
Well, knowing Annabelle, champ, I wouldn't even try to guess.
Lawnmower.
Oh, that I can't believe.
And we live in a furnished apartment. Well, Lieutenant, I'll see you around.
You bet. He's a good boy, Ed.
Hi, Lieutenant.
Oh, hi, Joe. How you been?
Okay.
Meet Herb Maris.
Joe? Hi. What brings you down here?
Well, we'd like to ask you a few questions about Carl Richter.
What can I tell you? He was a great guy. I liked him. Good customer. Not unless you understand. Quiet fella. Went to church every Sunday. Took good care of his family. Had a nice daughter and a great wife. Ask Champ about him. He thinks they're the end.
What about Duke Joyce?
Yeah. Him I know, too. And I ain't crying when they strap him in that chair.
How come?
Oh, he's just a punk, him and his crowd. When I think of a little rat like that, killing a man like Carl, I don't know.
All right, Joe, thanks.
Anytime. Just make sure they don't turn him loose, huh?
Satisfied, huh?
Forgive me, gentlemen. Allow me to introduce myself. Professor Caldwell. I heard you discussing Timothy Joyce, and I'd like to add what little I know of him.
If you're going to tell us what a bad boy is, Professor.
There was a great writer said once, farewell remorse. All good to me is lost. Evil, be thou my good.
John Milton, Paradise Lost.
That's a man of intelligence. Omnia de don't, ar sola permanet.
What is it you wanted to say, Professor?
Well, just this. The boy is not as black as he's been painted.
Can you be more specific, Professor?
Well, you see, there are times when I think the expression is rolled for the few pennies that I might be carrying. But Timothy would never stoop to that. In fact, there was nights when it was late, and he walked me home to protect me. Well, gentlemen, I hope I've done the poor fellow a favor.
Well, let's put it this way, Professor. You haven't done him any harm.
I can no other answer make, but thanks, and ever thanks.
Shakespeare, 12th night. Thank you, Professor.
Thank you. And thank you, Lieutenant. You surprise me sometimes, Lieutenant.
Oh, really? Well, I don't eat peas with my knife either.
You know, I didn't think you did. How about the Professor?
Oh, he's a fine character witness. Just what you need, Herb. You get him on the stand and the DA will have a field day.
Yeah. Well, where to now?
You want more? Well, let's try Nick's place. He knows everybody in the neighborhood.
You seem to be pretty well acquainted here yourself.
Well, I should be. I walked this beat long enough. Hey, Nick! Hey, Weston! How are ya? Good to see you. Like you to meet Herb Marriott.
Oh, pleased to meet you.
Nice to see you, Nick.
What are you doing around here?
Oh, we'd like to ask you some questions about Carl Richter.
Yeah, terrible thing, ain't it? What do you want to know? Hey, lady, don't pinch the tomatoes. Nice fellow, that Richter. Always paid cash. Real religious, too. You know, I bet he remembered the Bible by heart. Hey, lady, I told you, don't pinch the tomatoes. I'll lose more tomatoes that way.
What about Duke Joyce? You know him?
Sure I know him. Him and his brother Rats. How about that? Well, I figured they'd kill somebody one of these days. Oh, no. Wait a minute.
You know, that Nick's quite a guy.
Well. Oh.
What are you going to do with these women? I tell them and I tell them, don't pinch the tomatoes.
Well, Nick, it looks like you got your problems, but thanks a lot for everything.
Okay. Well, hey, Weston, what's the matter? You lose your touch?
Lieutenant, call just came through. They want you back at headquarters. And Duke Joyce, grand jury just indicted him for murder.
Good, thanks a lot. Well, you coming home?
No, thanks. I think I'll stay here and look around a little bit.
Here you are, Casey.
Thank you.
To a very brave woman. And to someone else I know, a very stubborn one.
Thank you.
Well, to you, Counselor, for a job well done.
Your father would have been very proud of you, Herbert. What happens to Mrs. Richter now?
Oh, she'll be all right. Justifiable homicide. All she needs is a good lawyer. Oh, no.